What's going on, everybody? Jay Hunter Lee here. Got some very, very important stuff I want to talk to y'all about today. So let's get it. Okay, if it's going to be, it's up to me to fulfill my dreams and possibilities with dedication and motivation to inspire thousands from all nations. When times are tough and breaks you down, just smile with toughness and rebuild from the ground. During tough times, adversity is a lot. Just remember, time flies, but you are the pilot. Good evening, folks. Hope y'all are enjoying your week so far. Hope your Monday has been successful. This is a makeup. This video right here is a makeup from our Monday Motivational Power Talk that we were not able to do last night. I was just flat out tired last night, folks. I told you guys, depending on what type of schedule I have, last night was just that night I needed to rest. Didn't do our Monday Motivational Power Talk. So we are here today to make up for that. But I do want to talk about something that's very, very important, folks. And you got to be careful out here. The topic, as you can see here, is PPP Loan Fraud. The feds are not playing about their money, folks. So let's go into that right quick. But before I do that, let me make an announcement. Announcement that I do have is I'm going to be talking about the immune system in the next maybe another week, a few Mondays from now. And I'm going to have a world-renowned scientist as my special guest. And you guys don't want to miss that. I'm not doing this to bring any controversies against the COVID shots and none of that. We're strictly talking about your immune system, why it is made to do what it does, and how and why you should be trying to take care of your immune system. So we're going to be talking about all this kind of stuff coming up in the coming weeks on our Monday Motivational Power Talk. And again, a lot of things I've already been sharing with you about the immune system in the past. Someone's going to take us a lot deeper, a lot further, who is a bona fide scientist, a world-renowned scientist to be exact. So just get ready for that, folks, as we're going to be getting ready to do that in the coming weeks. So I hope you guys will be chiming in with that. I'm not going to give you the person's name yet because we're still hashing out a schedule as to when he'll be available. And once we get that taken care of, I will be letting you guys know who this world-renowned scientist is who's going to be talking to us about the immune system, what you should be doing to take care of it, and things that involve your immune system, like your cells, your memory cells, things like that, how your immune system makes a record of foreign antigens or microbes so that those microbes can't come back and do any damage. But enough of that. That's the announcement I wanted to share with you guys. So be ready for that as we talk about the immune system in the coming week. It could be next week. I don't know. When I speak with him today, we'll see what Monday he will have available for us. So listen, folks, I want to talk about PPP loan fraud. I know times are tough. It's been tough for a year now. We're getting ready to start on. Yeah, we can mention black seed oil. Thank you, I appreciate it. We'll mention black seed oil once we talk about that immune system, because that black seed oil, man, it's like it seems that cures everything but death. So I will make sure that we cover that black seed oil. So on today's topic, I want you guys to know that there is a lot of PPP loan frauds out there. You get anyone approaching you, telling you, hey, we can do this for you. I was approached, but I was approached by a person that I consider credible, though. So they may not, yes, right. They might not mean anything illegal about it, but the person that they were trying to connect me to probably does mean anything criminal in that process. And this person that I know who approached me have a very, very good heart. I love him to death. sweet young lady. But she means no harm. But I don't believe the gentleman that she wanted to introduce me to, I can't say the same about that person because one, I don't know this guy. Don't know him, never met him, never spoke to him. So I can't trust anybody to put me in a position where I'll file for something and then tells me that he can finesse these numbers. When you're talking about finessing numbers, to me, that stands for fraud. I mean, the numbers are not true. If it's not true, it's fraudulent, right? Then he's supposed to be able to take me through process of filling out the forgiveness part of this process, whereas I don't have to pay the loan back. Folks, money ain't gonna come to you that damn easy. I don't care. If it does, it's probably something wrong. And you probably need to check the source that it's supposed to be coming from. So I've asked some questions. I say, okay, if you want to charge me $10,000 to do this, and I'm supposed to get 2 draws out of this, 50-50 draws coming back from this money. I asked, would it make sense? I said, ask this person these questions. I said, would it make sense that if I get my first draw, I give you 5,000 out of that and give you 5,000 out the next draw, simply because I have to wait a few weeks before I can fill out the application for the forgiveness part. So if that's the case, why would I pay you all $10,000 up front, and then I can't find you when I'm ready to do the other part of this process, which is to fill out the forgiveness form? And then this is all going to be under my name. If it's something that's not right, I get audited. I done already paid you your $10,000. I don't know you, never met you, never seen you. You're gone out into the sunset with $10,000, and whoever else you've done this for, you probably earned about $30,000 to $50,000, or probably $100,000. If you did 10 people, you done made $100,000 of free money, and you got 10 people possibly going to get audited, get in trouble, go to jail, do prison time, and you've made $100,000. You just executed. You practically just executed a Ponzi scheme. You guys remember Madoff, who recently passed away a few weeks ago, who was doing jail time for a Ponzi scheme? He was taking people's investments and making himself rich off of it, but these people's investments wasn't making them any money. That's a Ponzi scheme. So what happens is this guy, and you understand something, folks, this is a PPP loan, not a PPP grant. The difference, a grant, you don't want to pay that back. A loan, you got to be paid back. And then you want to try to make it so that you fill out the other part, you do another part of this where you fill out an application for the forgiveness and you get forgiven. You get possibly up to $40,000 or more, and then turn around and get forgiven for it. You don't have to pay it back. So you can go and do whatever you want to do with that money. Folks, you got to understand something. When you get loans from a government, they're going to keep an eye on that money. And here's what people don't understand. This is what I do as a business person. I've learned to do this over the years. If a person gives me a reason not to trust them, I won't tell you I don't trust you. I'm going to put you in what I call my own personal sting operation. I'm going to throw a bait out there and see if you're the type of person that's going to grab the bait before I understand that I'm going to trust you. I was reading a book by Robert Kiyosaki called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He talks about how you do business deals on a golf course. So you're on a golf course, you're doing a business deal. Before you talk business, you're playing golf. You want to see what this man's integrity and his honesty is about. So he said he hit the ball, the guy he was playing golf with, he hit the ball and the ball went out off the green into some rough areas on the golf course. So he picked up his phone as if he was talking on the phone and kind of turned his back to the guy. But he noticed, and he did a quick look on his side eye and saw that the guy tried to move the ball back with his hand back onto the green. Instead of hitting the ball where it was, he tried to take the ball and move it back on the green so he can hit it better. So he knew then that this is a guy that he cannot trust. And if you can't trust him, you can't do business with him, right? So The same thing goes with everything else, folks. So I put people into my own sting operation. Prime example, I gave one of my nieces was dating a guy, and he's supposed to be this guy who's supposed to be knowledge, woke, the woke folks. And he wanted to get on the phone and talk to me because she talked to him about me. My uncle was smart, he's a business guy, all this and everything like that. So I'm listening to him, and as I listened to him, he started to sound suspect to me. So I threw out a name and asked him if he knew who this person was. This is a name I just made up. I said, yeah, man, I was just reading an article about this guy, Moses Maloney. I just threw out Moses Maloney. I said, you know about Moses Maloney? He said, yeah, man, I know about him. I made him the name. I didn't tell him, dude, I just made that name up. How you gonna say you know somebody? I just made him up. You understand what I'm saying? So this guy fell into my sting operation. He got caught. I didn't let him know he got caught. I told my niece that I caught him. I told my niece that that was the name that I made up. So he fell for my sting operation. And listen, I was talking to a friend of mine. I said, no, I don't put everybody in my sting operation. Only the people that seem to be suspect to me, I put them in my sting operation. And everybody should do that. You got everybody, a lot of people have sting operations where they say, okay, we will see what this guy head is honest, or her, is she honest, or whatever. So, and the reason why I'm talking about sting operations, folks, is because the government, they set up sting operations. They knew the tough times where people were in. They knew that people was going to come up with fraud. But what they've done, they had to get these monies out because there were so many people. There were so many people applying for this loan. A lot of people was applying for this loan. So as they were applying for the loan at high numbers, they couldn't do a forensic audit or forensic investigation on all of these loans at one time. They had to answer to these people because they don't want to do all this forensic stuff and then the wrong person gets caught up trying to get a loan, because people really needed this money for their business, to be able to pay people, to be able to pay their rent or mortgage or wherever their businesses is located, right? So what the government do? Okay, let's get this money out there to these people. Let's get it out there to these people. They get the money out as the traffic of these loans applications start to slow down. The government hires contractors to come in and help them operate their sting operation. So now that money is out there, people have grabbed the bait, people have finessed numbers. Now let's go out there and get them. A lot of people fell into the government's sting operation. The same thing happened with the drug boys. Remember the jump out crew, folks? Or your undercover cop would go and buy crack from a crack dealer, and the money he gave the crack dealer is marked money. When I say marked money, that means the numbers, the serial numbers on the money has been marked. And after they take that money from that undercover cop and give that cop drugs, the guys come on, jump out and come and get this guy and say, we know that you did a drug deal because this is marked money that was given to you. So now these guys locked up. They got proof. They got evidence that this guy has been selling drugs to an undercover cop. So that's a sting operation. A sting operation went with these PPP loans. Yeah, give them the money. Give them the money. Now they're going to come back and collect. They're going to come back and collect you. So listen, folks, do not fall for this stuff. It sounds good. Don't let somebody, I understand times are hard. Times are hard. See, times are not for you to find out who your real friends are. Hard times are not for that. Hard times is for you to find out what you're really made of. If you don't have the honesty or the integrity to just do the right thing, folks, listen, don't jeopardize your freedom for money. I mean, let me say that again. Do not jeopardize your freedom for money, because it's a sting operation. I'm getting ready to show you guys something here. I want to share with you. If you go on Google at some point today or whenever you have time, you can do this on Google or you can do it on YouTube. Just go into the search bar and I want you to type in, man. Now, me, I don't really use Google. I use DuckDuckGo. If those of you who are not familiar with DuckDuckGo, DuckDuckGo is a search engine website like Google, but DuckDuckGo is more, it's like encrypted on your search. So they don't really track you. You know how you can go on Google to do something, and next thing you know, you've had you start seeing what you Google, you start seeing it in ads on Facebook. Well, that doesn't happen with DuckDuckGo. They don't track you, they don't collect your data and anything like that. So that's why I use DuckDuckGo. So as I'm looking at DuckDuckGo, I'm getting ready to make this big. Actually, I'm going to use a full screen here. If you go to Google, DuckDuckGo, or just YouTube and go in the search engine and you type this, PPP Loan Fraud, you're going to see a whole list of different cases of PPP loan fraud. Look at this one at the top. California man accused of spending $5 million in fraudulent PPP loans on luxury cars. Now, I posted an article probably a few days ago about a pastor who bought like 39 cars off of PPP loan frauds. Now, listen, Orange County man accused of PPP loan fraud pleads not guilty. Okay, this guy's pleading not guilty, so he's going to go to court and battle it in court. Now, here's what you got to understand about court, folks. Let me come back to you for a second. I'm gonna show you what you have to understand about court. When you get charged for something, typically the prosecutors, they'll overcharge you. They will overcharge you. It's just like it's a capitalist move. It's just like if you want to sell your car or a house or anything you want to make money off of, if you sell it, let's say it's worth 10,000 or whatever, you try to sell it for 15 and hope that you can get down, and so then they negotiate down. And if they negotiate down, you might get 13,000 off of a product that's really worth 10,000. So you made some good, or at least a $3,000 profit. So when you sell high, right? And negotiate down. You invest low and sell high. So as you sell high, you let it come down. As you sell high, instead of the $10,000, which you really want, because if you sell it at 10,000, they might negotiate you down to 8 to 7,000. So if it's 10,000 you really want, you start at 15 and say, hey, I'm selling it for 15. Oh man, can I do it for 11? Well, how about you do it for 13? So you got 13,000. You got 3,000 more than you wanted anyway. Portia, it's just too iffy. You just got to be careful with that. So with that being said, if you get charged for the crimes, like this PPP loan thing, what they tend to do, the prosecutors tend to charge you high. Now, here's the thing: if you're innocent and you know you're innocent, you don't plead for nothing. You don't plead for nothing. You go to court and you fight for your freedom. You fight. Don't plead to something that you're not guilty of, ever. See, the course is a cash cow. See, what they'll do is they'll scare you and say, if you plead not guilty of a charge they overcharge you for, if you plead not guilty and you go to trial, your sentence is going to be way much harsher than it is. So you have people who will go to court and they'll plead to something that they haven't done. They'll plead guilty to them on themselves to something, to a crime they did not commit, only because they are afraid of being convicted. There are a lot of innocent people who have been convicted. And then there are a lot of innocent people who have pleaded guilty because they were afraid of being convicted. Because they say, oh, well, if you plead out, you only do 5 years. But if you plead not guilty and we convict you in court, you're going to do 15 to 20. So what that does to a man's mind, to anybody's mind, but shit, I don't want to take it. They don't want to take the chance of losing in court, even if they're innocent. So they take the plea. But I'm going to tell you one thing. If you are innocent, fight for your innocence, folks, and your freedom will take care of itself, if that makes sense to you. So in this case, as I was sharing this with you guys, let me break this a little bigger. In this case, this guy, whoever this person is, he pleads not guilty. So I don't know if they overcharged him or the guy just simply, this guy's simply innocent. But there are a lot of PPP loan fraud cases out there. I'm gonna scroll down. As I scroll down, I want you guys to see this. See this one, see this article right here? 84 billion in PPP loans are potentially fraudulent. That's amazing, man. That is huge. Listen to this. Check this out. But only 1% of funds have been seized. 1%. 84 billion. You know what? I'm going to share this. I'm going to put this article. I'm going to share this article. I'm going to save this link because I'm going to post it on my page so you guys can see this, okay? Only 1% funds have been recovered. And let's see, what's the date on this article? This is 3/25. This happened nearly 2 months ago, and there are more cases that came up since then. So if you're talking 84 billion, it's probably close to 100 billion by now in cases of PPP loan fraud. You guys understand what I'm saying? It's probably more. It's probably more than that right now. So mentioning this, folks, listen, don't let money take your freedom away, folks. Please don't do that. I do these motivational videos a lot. I tell people what they need to do to try to elevate their life, elevate their businesses, to keep yourself from harm's way, have integrity, have honesty about yourself. Because one thing is for sure, folks, time will do one or two things. One or two things. Time will either promote you or it will expose you. Let me say that again. Time will do one or two things. It will either promote you or expose you. Which one it does depends on your core. It depends on your level of integrity and your honesty level. You got to be clean in anything you do. Good character, folks, is being your best even when you don't know people are watching. So I was listening to Shannon Sharp one day, and Shannon Sharp said it perfectly. He said, whether you are a celebrity or in a highlight or whatever it is you do, when you walk out that door every day, you have to believe that people are recording, because this is a society, this is the climate we live in. People got cell phones, they want to record everything. So when you walk out that door, you got to be your best. You got to be your best even when you're in private. You have to believe almost like somebody's peeping in your window. Be on your best behavior at all times. I was raised to be that way, and I have always been that way. To this day, always. I've had a few people try to lie, but their lies don't stick because the truth will always overtake lies. The truth will always overtake falsehoods because my character, my integrity, and my honesty always come out on top, just like yours would. Just have character, honesty, and integrity. It will always overtake anything false that somebody try to put on you. No matter what level of that falsehood things go, your honesty, your truth will always overtake it. So be on your best behavior. Just like I said, good character is being your best even when you don't know people are watching you. Absolutely. So don't let this stuff kill your freedom, folks, because it will. The government is not playing about their money. Listen, to be honest with you, it's not even about the government don't even care about the money. They can just print money. They can just print money. They just setting up sting operations to remove people from society. There are many ways of depopulation people. Prison is one of them. They set a sting operation up so you can go grab the hook, bite the hook, and they got you. I ain't gonna tell you other ways of depopulation because we're not talking about that right now. But this is one of them. Put your ass in prison. That money that you've taken, that $84 billion, look, Biden just talked about a $6 trillion right now for infrastructure. 3% of that is probably going to the people. 90% of that is going to liberal agendas. You heard that from me. I didn't bite my tongue when I said it either. But you got to understand, folks, it's not, they don't care about the money. They can print money. And every time there's a loan, there is always insurance on that loan. That's why when they charge you off, they insure. That's the creditors. The government, they got backing. They can print it. They can print any kind of money they want. They can print it, folks. But they're gonna put you in jail because you committed the fraud. And if anybody's watching this right now, let me explain this to you. If anybody's watching this right now, and you're saying, "Well, shit, I didn't spend any." If you did this and you say, "Well, I'm gonna give this money back," it don't matter. You can give it back, but you've already committed the fraud. You're still gonna get jail or prison time because you committed the fraud. It's just like you don't go and rob a bank and get away with it for that moment. And then when you notice the heat's coming on you, you go and take the money, get it back to the bank. You can get the money back to the bank all day. You still committed the crime. That's what you're gonna have to pay for. The crime. If you as I just shared with you. I just shared it. You gotta just see that. That article, it said 84 billion are potentially fraudulent, but only 1% of the funds have been seized. 1%. 1%. It's not about the money. They don't care about the money. They want to put you away. When you put this, folks, let me tell you something. Prison courts is a cash cow. Even when you're innocent of a crime, you still got to pay money to clear yourself. They don't say, "Oh, we apologize, let's erase all this stuff." No, you got to pay money for it. And when you're in jail, the state makes about between $300 to $1,000 per day per inmate. So going to jail is actually a market. It's a market. And let me also explain this to you, folks. Not that I'm making this a race issue, but majority of the people that have been coming across these articles about who've been caught with this fraud were Black people. Majority of them, as a matter of fact, I haven't came across, I'm not saying it's not out there, but I have not came across anyone who did any fraudulent PPPs who were anybody other than black. And I'm not saying this doesn't exist. I'm pretty sure there were some non-colored people who've been caught in this too. I'm pretty sure of that. But majority of them that I've seen, all of them that I've seen, and I didn't do it by race. I just said PPP loan fraud. They're black folks, pastors, black pastors of the church. I posted that article a few days ago. This joker buys 39 cars, luxury cars. Spent like, they said he spent over a mil, 1.2 million or something like that, or more, probably more. I don't know. I have to look on my Facebook page. I don't remember the article. It's been a while. And luxury cars. This joker just been take his loan money and want to look and live his best life. And for one, even if you did the right thing to get the loan, that is not how you're supposed to spend the money. So there's a double offense to this, folks. Even if you get the loan, if you did the right thing in applying for the loan, you did it legitimately, how you spend it also matters. If you're getting this loan, but you want to go pay all your bills, you want to upgrade your cars, you're going to get in trouble for that. Because yes, even though it's a loan, doesn't mean you just go and do what you want to do with it. You still have to operate it for what you apply for it for. That is to help your business capital. Pay your employees. You got to meet payroll. You got to do these things. And you have to show that these things are going on. People get this money, man. They just go crazy, man. It's like niggas ain't never had nothing. Come on, folks. Get your head right. Get it together. So that's what it is, folks. I mean, how much time we got? We've been 32 minutes, folks. I'm not going to keep you guys. I got to get my behind in the gym. This is my shoulders, bicep, and back day. That's on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm getting ready to go and take care of that, folks. But I hope this has been helpful to you guys. If it scared you, good. I wanted to scare you so you won't go out here and do no dumb shit like this. And if you have done it, I hate to tell you, they're going to get you. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be next week. It might not even be next month. But they're going to get you. You ain't going to be able to hide. They already have hired. I'm going to repeat this again that I said earlier in this video. They have hired contractors to come in because they need the manpower. They got themselves some manpower to come in here, come in their government and track you. Everybody who have get these loans, they're gonna audit you. They're gonna do a forensic investigation. You're talking about a forensic investigation. That's like looking at this stuff down to the bone. And they want to see if your business has really been doing that. Even if they have to come out and look for your business and see the type of traffic or whatever that you're doing with your business. If you really have these employees for your business, they're going to look up your LLC information, your EIN number, all of that stuff, your social security number, all of this stuff. They're going to do a forensic. If you think you've gotten away with it, you're wrong. And whoever did this for you and made money off of you, nothing is going to happen to them. Doesn't matter. You can say, oh, this person did it for me. Doesn't matter. They're not, because it's not on paper that they've done it for you. Everything on that paper, on that application is you, not that individual. They set you up and took your money. Those of you who are religious, you're in the Bible says a fool and his money will soon part. Don't be a fool. Don't be a dumbass. Do what you need to do. Get your business right, get your mind right, and do it the right way, folks. Because it's just like trying to drive around on dead tags. People drive on dead tags because they don't want to spend the money on having legit tags. But when they get caught, they end up having to spend more money getting themselves out of the trouble. than they would if they would just went legit. So with that being said, folks, I want you to do me one big favor. Share the video if this has been helpful to you. If people that you know who are thinking about doing this PPP loan stuff, share this video with them as well. Oh, and another thing, anybody who said that they can do these things for you, look into who they are. Look at their business record. I mean, I do know somebody who have done this for somebody, and they are somebody I do know who can do this for you. They are legit. They have a track record. They are legit. But there are people, but they're gonna make sure you're legit. Okay, so just be sure of that. Oh my goodness, Miller, man, I hate it. I'm sorry to hear about that. So share the video, people, if this has been helpful to you. I really appreciate it. Somebody needs to hear this. Somebody needs to see this video if they're considering doing it. They need to see this. They need to be careful. All right. If this has been helpful, great. If it hasn't been helpful, please share it again. Share it anyway, because there's somebody that you know needs to see this. And with that being said, I want you to do me one last huge favor, please. One last favor, that's all. And that is to sing like no one can hear you. Dance like no one can see you. Love like you've never been hurt. And live like it's heaven on earth. I'm Jay Hunter Lee. I love you. And the world needs you. So stop that damn texting and driving. Peace and blessings, folks. Have a great day.